3 Super Tournament.
Bounce, bounce. Come on, baby. Bounce, bounce. Come on, baby. I don't care about a thing as long as I get to you.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Super Tournament. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. Dude, we have some exciting games today. JinRo's playing first against Line. I got some other games I don't really care about them as of now.
No,
so
all
the
that matters right
Line
now is the JinRo game.
Yes. It's going to be pretty cool.
I am so excited. Of course, Huck made it through. Now it's JinRo's turn.
That's right.
Can he do it? Yeah, he can.
I think this should be one of the easier matches out of his career here. I mean, Line is good, no doubt, but JinRo is very good. And very good.
JinRo
He has
is
a
very,
hard
very
counter to just good. Did you know that?
That's actually very true.
Yeah.
It's like an Immortal versus a Roach, man.
Yeah. I know. So, I would be shocked.
Unless that Roach has EMP, man. It's
That's
all
right.
over.
That's right. So, I would be shocked if JinRo did lose today. You never know. I mean, the landscape's always changing out here. But I'm very excited to be casting his games because, we don't have a lot of foreigners in the tournament, in some of these tournaments. So, it's always exciting for us. Being both Americans, basically being non-Koreans to do this. Let's go and take a look at the match results from Saturday's games.
Our poor friend Killer got killed by Bomber 2-0. Nesty, of course, wins another ZVZ match, but Cezanne took a game. Pult Prime continues to improve dramatically and takes out Lucira 2-1. And our boy Liquid Huck from TeamLiquid.net 2-1 over Hoso-san. Happy day.
Happy days. By the way, Artosis, you're so good at reading those results.
You like
That's
that?
why I always make you do them.
Is that it?
Now, on to the matches for today. Take it away, Artosis.
We have TeamLiquid.net's very own JinRo going up against Zenix Line. Then we have Zenix Kirix against Hoso Bonbon. It's actually Bonbons, but we still write Bonbon. I'm Junwei against ST Virus. That should be one of the most one-sided matches of all time.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty tough for Junwei.
Against OGS Nada. This is a good day. It's a good day, man.
It's nice and sunny out in Seoul.
I hope you like your creep, because we got 4 Zergs today.
Yeah.
Well, don't like it too much, because from what I recall from his previous games, Junwei doesn't actually spread creep.
Hopefully, Junwei improves a little bit. It is a lot of Zerg matches today. So, you know the Overmind, he doesn't ever blink. Well, today he's really never going to blink as he's watching his computer screen.
Why doesn't he blink, man?
Well, the Overmind, he's an eyeball. You remember, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, man, he's about to call you up for being a non-nerd.
I know he's all these tentacles coming out.
Yeah, man.
Hold the eyeball
I don't even think he has an eyelid.
That
Does
would
he?
be terrible.
Maybe he can't blink.
That would be terrible.
What if he gets a hair
in his eye?
Overmind eye.
How do you get it out?
I don't know.
I didn't
Does
see
he
any
have
tear
Overmind?
ducts on that either.
How's he going to get his Overmind?
The dust that gets on it without tear ducts and without eyelid.
You cannot use
That's
eyes
terrible.
without eyelids. Did you know that? You can't.
Well, you can. It's just terrible, man. You take tape and take the dust off your eye with tape. You're like, ah! It's like peeling a Band-Aid off. You have to do it quick.
All right, let's go and take a look at our players now. Here he is, looking pretty badass.
Yeah, he is.
There is Liquid JinRo.
What a
our player
handsome
from
guy.
Sweden.
Look at that. Huge list of accomplishments here.
This guy's gotten incredibly far in previous GSL. Code S's semifinals. And as you can see, he never drops that right away. He is going to be currently in Code A.
Yeah, July.
Well, not currently, but in the next
going
season.
Into Code A. But, we have faith he can come back. Against Zerg, we see that he's 44.4%. I think most of those wins are against Hydra.
I believe so. Also note, it does have 2 wins and 8 losses there, but that's his most recent games. If you're getting
he's
to
been
the
on a downward
semifinals
streak.
of tournaments, too, that's when you have more losses from recent games. So take that statistic with a grain of salt.
Looks like he's in a good mood today.
He's smiling.
He's ready to knock this Zerg off his
He's ready
Zerg
to take
pedestal.
this Zerg out. This is the Super Tournament. And now we're going to go on to Line. And as you can see, not a ton of results coming from this guy. Sort of newer face here. He was in the January-May Code A round of 32. and not much else other than that.
Hey, man, getting through that huge, ridiculously hard open tournament twice, kid's got skills. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, no doubt.
That's actually very, very hard to do. So
I mean, there are people like Younghwa that were not even in Code A right now.
Your boy Seed.
My boy
made
Seed.
it.
Somewhere Seed is moving through the B bracket Artosis, taking nerds out.
Line realizes this is a very important tournament for him.
And he heard our eyelid advice, making sure to make sure everything's out of his eyes.
Yeah. He wants to be the
plays.
overmind this game, so he's not going to blink.
That's right.
Look, he's got glasses on to stop some of the dust.
He should be okay. As long as he doesn't play this game in a carpenter's place. All right, our match lineup. Hope you brought your sunscreen. We're going to the beach.
I love that map, Tastes. Puts me in a good mood to just watch it.
And, of course, we'll have Metalopolis and Terminus Re after that. JinRo did eliminate Dual Sight, and we had Zelnaga Fortress eliminated from line.
Zerg's hating on that map recently, Tasteless.
Here's a tough map, I think, for Zerg. All right, so it's time. The countdown has started, and we're going to have these two players going head-to-head. JinRo looking calm, collected. A little bit of anxiety I'm feeling here from line.
Yeah, he's a little bit wiggly.
Let's see, though, what the results are going to be. It's however you execute it in the game. Whatever state of mind puts you in the right place. So let's do this. Terran versus Zerg, JinRo against line here at the GSL, casted by Tastes and Artosis. Tastosis. Not my best outdoor Artosis, better. By the next game. All right, anyways, let's do this.
Liquid JinRo versus Select Line.
I love Mega Man games.
I love Mega Man. Good music. Now, in the yellow, one of the only two non-Koreans here in the GSL Super Tournament, him and Huck. He is
Liquid JinRo.
Yeah, get him, JinRo! Whoa. That was an iPad, I believe. I just got an iPad. Very nice piece of equipment. Over here in the right, we have none other than
Select Line.
I believe that gentleman in the audience had an iPad.
Believe so.
I love my iPad.
Those guys in the front row, all from Sweden.
Yep, we just
Probably
talked to-
came here just to see JinRo's match.
Probably. Special thanks to LG
Euro is
Intel
worth a
and
lot,
G-Skill.
man.
What?
Euro is worth a lot that they can just come here to watch JinRo, huh?
Yeah. Well, if you guys ever want to come out to Seoul, it is a great city to visit. I've been everywhere.
Yeah.
From Paris to Hong Kong, to Milan to New York City. I got to say, Seoul is the best city I've ever been to. So you can come out here, you can see the Golf Studio. You can truly nerd out. You can be here for a week, or you can just do one day and, go around, see some temples, see the nightlife, go to Gangnam, go to Hongdae.
Yeah.
You can do that.
It is a great city. Thank you for letting them know, Tasteless. Truth bringer, Tasteless.
I bring the truth.
Yeah, you do.
Zerg getting the hat trick over here.
Yeah.
Now this map, we haven't seen a ton of games on this, but this map does strike me as a fairly open map. It's the opposite of Crossfire.
So far, Zergs have been liking it pretty well.
Yeah.
It's the natural's pretty wide open, which on such a long map kind of favors Zerg. You can kind of run around and abuse a little bit. Now JinRo getting his factory right away, as well as that reactor as we saw. So it looks like he will be going for some Hellions. Open up with. I hope it's a Hellion expand and not one of these silly Hellion Marauder builds.
God, I hope it's on the Hellion Marauder build.
Yeah.
I don't even think that build would be that good on this map.
Yeah, no, the map is really long. It takes a while to get across. You have to go around some stuff. So Zerg seems to like the map pretty well. And I don't think Hellion Marauder would be that scary here. Well, I guess it's a little bit scary everywhere.
All right, here come the Zerglings. Now he's got to be careful because when he lifts, these Zerglings are pretty close.
Man.
Ooh.
Oh, if this was StarCraft 1, it was a pro case, so I'd be under there building a pylon
I was
right
about
now.
to say what I made a pylon.
And down goes,
I think this is sort of unexpected.
JinRo cannot be happy with that. His whole build has been altered now.
This actually screws up his entire build, just as you said, Artosis.
Yeah. That is very, very annoying. In fact, you just started another reactor on that barracks, Tasteless. Oh, man. He's got to show some crisis management here, you know? He's not going to be able to do what he could before. He has to think, okay, what can I do now to still make this somewhat effective?
There are a lot of Scantipedes on this map.
Well, Scantipedes love the beach, if you didn't know.
I did not know that.
They look like horseshoe crabs, kind of, so it makes sense.
Now, the Hellions out here. And doing a little bit of harassment. Now, if this were 2 Hellions, this would be a much different situation. Or now that we have 2, if this was 4.
Yeah.
So, I can't
Imagine having 4
emphasize
right
enough.
now, yeah. Line didn't even make a spine crawler. Almost called it sunken.
That was close. Remember when you made that mistake in our first StarCraft 2 cast? And the nerds were like, crucify him.
He called them dragons.
Like, geez, guys, we'll get better. Well, unfortunately, for
Imagine
the
if that
start,
was six
yeah,
aliens
exactly.
right now.
That would be such a big difference.
We'd be living in a different world.
Yeah.
A world probably with 2 spine crawlers.
But instead, it's going to be 2 additional drones that Lion's going to have. And look, let's face it, getting the Queen hit points lowered right now doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It does not do anything.
No, he doesn't care, man.
Yeah.
And unless you're going Banshee, then it means absolutely
It
nothing
means
for turn
nothing.
as well. You don't go home, you're like, all right, I took some hit points off the Queen. Now what do I do to get even further ahead? It's like, no.
You're not ahead, period, man.
Exactly. In fact,
Well-
you took damage on your Hellions to do that, and now you got to repair them, and that costs money.
Yeah.
Queen's actually got him ahead. So,
Now, it's important to note that because he lost that reactor so early, that really messed up whatever build he was going into in this game. It's
Yeah.
not just like always not as, ahead now. There's so much that we're going to see from JinRo as far as is his crisis management good.
yeah, he didn't get to open up what he wanted. And sometimes some players get really thrown off by that, Tasteless.
Yeah.
Some players are just like, they do not recover from that. Everything goes wrong. But so far, JinRo's looking very solid. He's floating out his orbital right now, as you see there. A couple siege tanks, getting the bunker up. He's going to be very nice and safe. Safe, standard, solid. That's normally how JinRo ends up playing.
SSS.
Or
You ever heard the joke, can a snake have a lisp?
yeah.
All right. Spine crawler on the way. Or not, Spire, excuse me, on the way.
That'd be like a funny thing to tech too. Gets a layer and throws up a spine crawler.
I never noticed this, what the creep looks like when it's underwater.
Yeah. It's like an oil spill, Tasteless.
Yeah, it's like the BP oil spill. It makes me sad thinking about those little pelicans.
It's a terrible thing.
It is. All right, now the tanks are a big tell here about what's going on.
Yeah.
That means, okay, he's probably going to be pushing pretty soon here. Banelings, be careful how many Banelings you're going to get in this moment.
Yeah, you gotta decide, okay, do I get Baneling speed and try to take this out? I'm actually surprised he's gonna be moving forward this quickly, Tasteless.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of Marines.
Yeah,
the
the thing
Spire's
is-
almost done. I think Spire just finished.
JinRo
Yeah,
hasn't
finished.
started Stim yet. So just pure speedling can take out this army. Absolutely. See, he's relying on the siege tanks to stop speedlings. But if Lion catches them when they are not in siege mode, man, it's gonna be brutal. Because those Marines don't have
Oh my
stim.
God, the trees are on fire. Call the fire
wow.
department.
And here we go. The speedlings coming from behind. The siege tanks are not siege, but they do turn around. Interesting that he actually chose to turn around right there. I guess he actually didn't have quite enough speedlings and decides to counterattack instead. Does not flank. Some mistakes here by Line, not quite syncing everything up.
Ooh, this
Loses
is a bad
the
idea
hatch.
by Line. I was going to say, he needs to...
And Tasteless, he lost the hatch instead
He
of
didn't even
canceling.
cancel it? Oh,
No.
my God.
Things are going poorly for Line right now.
Well, I think Lion is not actually aware that this push is completely manageable. It's not a lot of stuff.
The thing is, without Stim, it's just not as scary.
And the stim is, what, like 1/5 the way complete?
Yeah, he can still deal with this for sure. But he is taking his third base again. Counterattack, absolutely not going to do anything because of the bunker and siege tanks. And Muta's in here now, taking out some SCVs. That's going to be highly annoying. Ooh, more Muta's coming in. That's actually quite a nice block for right now. And without Stim, these Mutas can run amok, Tasteless.
Do you think JinRo actually forgot stim?
No, I think he
it's
definitely
actually
was
part of the build.
I think he was trying to hit that timing specifically to remove the third base.
But then why is he going forward with this?
Yeah, that
because
is.
this is what I don't understand is it's one thing, okay, great, you cancel the hash, now you can pack up and leave, but I mean, even with just the mutas out there, there's no way he's going to push forward with all this stuff, you know?
Well, we see exactly what is happening to that, unfortunately, for JinRo. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though, Taste. Should have walked back. Without stim, I mean, you might have one timing where you can kill the hatch like you just did, but if you think you're going to keep going with that small army and no stim and do more damage, you are wrong.
It's a common mistake Terrans have is when they start to destroy some stuff,
Yeah.
do a little, like, okay, we got to keep doing this because I'm already on the map. It's perfectly fine to go back and regroup.
Yes, it is, and that's something you have to keep track of. And look at this, the Muta's now taking out a lot of Marines, still stim not done.
Stim and combat shield about 2 or 3 seconds away from finishing. And in that amount of time, Lion could do a tremendous amount of damage.
Yeah, and that is exactly what he's doing, Tasteless. Even when stim finishes,
Oh my God.
we don't even see Medivacs really. Another Viking over here.
I don't even think JinRo can recover from this.
Yeah, I think you might be right. He's falling pretty far behind. Here come the Speedlings now that the siege tanks are gone, and JinRo is in some trouble,
Got a
Tasteless.
drop over here inside the Zerg's main. Meanwhile, these Zerglings doing a ton of damage here.
And losing a lot of mutas is Line, unfortunately. But JinRo holding off that little attack while doing some harassment damage of his own.
Lion should take care of this drop pretty soon. Here comes, security force here. Takes out the Marines and the medevac over here. But JinRo's base is basically in shambles. If Terran loses enough siege tanks, and the medevacs and everything like that,
Yeah,
they're not going to get to be on the map for a long time, Artosis.
that's very true.
They're going to have to wait until they can rebuild that, and by then Zerg's expanded 2 or 3 more times. And that's why, early mid-game with Terran is so important.
It absolutely
because
is.
you can make a mistake and get behind, and you're basically screwed.
Could not agree more, Tasteless. Our Zerg player has taken the gold base at this point. He's up to 53 drones against 24 SCVs. Look at this, more harassment in the natural. JinRo is in a world of hurt here. Staging a comeback against a top Zerg from here it's pretty difficult. And obviously Line very good while not the best Zerg in the whole world. He's going to be so fearsome on these 4 bases. He's able to drone up like a madman right now. He's got the gold going. Zerg on gold is scary, Tasteless.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can get a few extra hatcheries and crank out so much more stuff, So many more Zerglings, particularly because they're only minerals that you can make all the mistakes you want. There comes another little stim. Do you mind checking, Artos, what is the SCV count here compared to
31
drones?
against 67. Look at
my
that.
God.
Never mind. That number just changed.
22.
22 against 67. JinRo is
I
really
think JinRo
in
might
trouble.
actually be dead. Unless Zerg makes a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Actually, multiple mistakes, like a layer cake of mistakes. Yeah, there's no way I could see JinRo recovering.
Yeah, he's making a macro ouch. He's getting some upgrades. He's getting his Baneling speed, making a ton of mutas.
Add
He's even
the
getting
new
an
porch.
infestation put.
He's going to build a beach house here,
Oh, yeah.
building a little volleyball court so you can play volleyball.
Just put it right on the beach. Have a little volleyball tournament with his mutas.
You play volleyball with his fangirls. You
He's
can
gonna
pick
have
them up
plenty
and
of those, man.
throw them into the ocean. They're going to be giggling like, no, it's going to be cold. Lion will be there with his 8-pack, laughing.
And, well, down go these Marines.
Yeah, you see, it doesn't really matter what Terran does because Zerg actually has so much stuff. They can swoop in and make major blows to the Terran's number. And this is sort of like watching, a player get buried alive here.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I mean, when you lose all those siege tanks and then also a bunch of SCVs as Terran, it's so hard to come back against Mutalisk harassment. Right now we have 80 supply to 146. Line taking another base. And, I don't see it as being doable. Muta's just flying around being jerks.
Being a couple of jerks.
It's a whole bunch of jerks, man. It's murder mutas.
A jerk gaggle. Now I can't come up with it. I got nothing. I gotta go.
And here they come once again. Even their splash damage killing off the CDs. And here comes some Banelings. Not a whole lot, though.
I'm a bit surprised Lion sent those Zerglings in there, but you see, he takes out those 2 refineries. That's less Vespian gas, which means less siege tanks, less medevacs. It sucks.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. All right, and if we look at the unit count now, we have 38 SCVs to 80 drones. So right now, the Zerg more than doubling the number of workers. Now, Terran does have mules, but Zerg has the map. I mean, if you look at how much of the map is covered, it's insane. And I would not be surprised if JinRo taps out here.
Yeah, he's going to give up pretty soon here, I'm sure.
You know, here's an issue: is that this is a really bad game for your mental stamina.
Yeah.
For your psychology, because it's a long, drawn-out game, as we can see, where JinRo's never really get out of his base. And if you ever played Terran before, whether it's in StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2, it's a terrible feeling when you cannot get out of your base.
Yeah.
It's a miserable
When your opponent is
sensation.
actually coming into your base is like your sacred place, Tasteless. After about 10 minutes, and if you are sitting in 2 base, no one should ever come in there again. It just should not occur.
It's like, this is my space. It's like, you take the little tape when you share the room with your brother, like, this is my side of the room, okay?
This is my side of the
This is
map.
my stuff. These are my action figures.
And then he comes with mutas and kills them.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm like, how do you have mutas? You are 10 years old. I learned something today, Artosis. I learned that the trees can catch on fire.
Yeah, I've seen other
I love
things
that kind
catch
of
on
stuff.
fire, but I never saw it on this map, actually.
I love it. I love that Blizzard's done that. It's like the environment, it sort of interacts with the battles and stuff.
I'm trying to think of what units cause flames for each race. Like, Zerg can't burn down trees. That doesn't seem right. Only the humans can be destructible. Well, here we have, this is going to be the finishing move, no doubt about it.
Okay.
It's going to have the GG's. Just
GG.
There you go. So,
That was quite a one-sided game, starting out with a lackluster push that Lion basically slapped down.
he got rid of the gold base, but,
But then he just kept going with it.
yeah,
He's like,
that
all
was
right,
a huge
I
mistake.
cost him 300 minerals. Time for, me to make myself lose like 1,500 minerals. Like, if he pulled back and regrouped, that timing was interesting though. That was a very early timing push.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Earlier than what we're used to seeing.
I feel like if Lion had gotten an extra round of Lings out, then he can crush that, and then it's like, well, this is a problem, JinRo. You've lost 3 tanks, a medevac, and a handful of Marines. It's going to take a while to get aggressive again, but I think JinRo probably had that timed out as a, hey, I'm going to kill your 3rd base, that gold base. Yeah, I'm going to kill that. I figure that's what it is.
Well, let's not forget too, in JinRo's defense, he lost that reactor at the start.
Yes.
That actually screws up everything.
It certainly does.
For you guys that don't play competitively, most of the time you go into a game with a very specific strategy, or think of it like a tree. You start at the stump, and then you have these different branches for different things. You see them doing. Okay, you're basically following these different algorithms. Yeah. And if you have somebody basically screw up that first few minutes
that's
of
frustrating.
that, well then you actually have to impromptu strat build sense of makeout.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Whatever he said.
Yes.
Another interesting thing about that, as to how frustrating it truly is, if he was the bottom spot, that reactor's on the inside of his base.
That's very true.
And stuff like that, you're just like, well, I got the weaker position. That sucks.
Now, if you look at Lion, he's actually
slapping
smacking
himself in the face.
He's like really. We don't normally see guys visually this stressed out,
Yeah.
especially if they've won a first game. Now maybe I don't mean to over psychoanalyze these guys, but he definitely looks even before the first game like there's much more pressure on him. I mean, this is a big tournament. He hasn't been here on the camera after a while. JinRo, of course, one of the fan favorites out here. He can't be happy with that last game.
No, of course, JinRo never happy with anything less than perfection and victory.
He's quite a perfectionist. So our next map is going to be Metalopolis. You can see right now Lion getting back in the zone, thinking he can do this. Just one game away. JinRo knows he has to focus, buckle down, and win the next two, or he's going to go out the earliest he possibly could here in this tournament. So let's do this. Terran versus Zerg, game number 2, head-to-head. JinRo against Lion. The winner moves on to the round of 32. The loser disappears from the GSL Super Tournament. Let's do this.